Hi guys, week number 5. Everybody hanging in there? We're doing the home stretch here. Yeah, little secret. I've kind of padded the weeks there. So, if we've got people that are a little bit slower because sometimes the stitch, let's face it, it's a lot of knitting. And I wanted to make sure people had enough time to finish. Once you get started, dang, it would be a shame if you didn't make it into cutoffs. So these next couple weeks really aren't that bad. Well, week 5, kind of rough. 6 and 7, no problem. Okay, so here we go. Week number 5, that's rows 175 through 197. Okay, basically, here we go. Vivian is modeling for us, and all the unadorned, unblocked, scrunched up in a work bag mode. But so 5, you're going to be coming through and you're going to be doing these increases. You're going to come all the way down to the bottom of the cape. And you're going to be working this decrease, the little bit of shaping that makes the cape kind of curve around. Okay? I'll show you how to do that in a little demo. Okay, here we're going to do a little quickie to show you how we shape the edges of the back cape. Notice how my edge is starting to curve in, and notice here that my garter stitches are moved over one more. That's so I can keep the number of herringbone exactly the same, even though I'm decreasing on this edge. I'll show you how. It's not as weird as it sounds. To do so, instead of just knitting this one stitch, instead of just knitting this one stitch, I'm going to knit these 3. Okay, so I'm working these 3 together, and then I'm going to begin my herringbone, and I'll work across this section. Until I get to my very first garter stitch of the last row. One more herringbone to go. Now, to make up for one of those stitches that I ate up at the very beginning, this very first garter stitch right here, I'm going to pretend these 2 loops are separate stitches, and I'm going to work them separately. The slip, slip, knit together, and then the first one by itself. Now, since this is garter stitch and it's the right side row, I'm just going to be knitting all the way across here, and I don't do anything to this end yet. So be back in a second after I've worked this whole side evenly with no more decreases, and then we'll flip it over and I'll show you what to do next. Alrighty, so we flipped it over, wrong side row. The methodology is exactly the same. I'm going to, instead of purl one stitch, instead of purl just this first stitch, I'm going to purl these first 3 stitches together. That's going to be the decrease for this edge. Then I'll work my herringbone, the appropriate number of stitches, right? And do exactly, pardon me, and do exactly the same thing as I did on the right side rows when I get to those 3 little garter stitches. I'm going to eat up that first one, just like I did on the first row. Here's that first garter stitch, and I'm going to work it as if it's a 2 herringbone stitches. Then I'm going to take it double-stranded. Since I want to maintain 3 garters, it's going to be knit 3 and then follow the rest of the stockinette, garters and herringbones evenly across the rest of the row. You guys might be wondering, yeah, week 3 was kind of rough. Remember that? was in timeout for a while, and I know it was painful. I have to admit, it was very painful. I saved you the pain and agony of watching me rip it out. But here we go. I ripped it out all the way down to the divide. I'm basically at the very beginning of week 2 on this baby. See everything I've ripped out? It happens. Sticks and strings. Not going to worry about it. And while we're on the subject of me having trouble, little trials and tribulations, this piece that is basically done, next thing, I mean, this is most of week 5. The rest of week 5 is starting the hood. It made the wrong size. This, for the person that this one is going to, I need the other size. So, I am not ripping this out. No flipping way. So, yeah, there'll be more yarn coming. That'll make 5 of them. Oh well, sticks and strings, right? That's all it is. Problems happen, you fix them and you move on, right? Okay, so week number 5, that's 175 to 197, and see you soon. Got a little demo, show you how to do this edge. It's pretty easy. I'm sure you'll be able to follow along without the demo, but, you know, why not? They're so fun to make. See you next week. Bye.